sir, as usual, have been given to time-serving, well-paid politicians and civil servants whom no one has heard of before, while those who selflessly provide true public service are ignored. The whole system is deeply flawed and should be abolished, but after my knighthood, please. Sandy Pratt, Storrington, West Sus. Sir, I unsuccessfully applied for something for my mother, hoping that she would gain some recognition for more than 30 years' service as a chairman of governors for a primary school in a deprived area, despite having no personal links to the school and not being in good health. The application process is long-winded and, we are advised, takes 12 to 18 months. There is no notification if the application has been unsuccessful. I contrast this to the tranche of MPs, civil servants and celebrities who seemed to have been awarded for simply doing their job. When will the self-congratulatory awards be separated from those that are truly deserved? Helen Roberts, High Peak, Derbyshire. Sir Barry Gibb's contribution to popular surpasses that of every other contemporary British recording artist. No other writer has produced or collaborated on as many million-selling s covering pop, rock, dance, soul and country genres. My faith in the much-derided honours system has been restored. Philip Dooley Haslemere, Surrey. Sir, YHASNT. John Rutter, benighted Dr. Michael Barleyhove, East Sus. Sir, although your cartoonist suggests, perhaps rightly, that Nigel Farage's omission from the honours list is a snub December 30th, his admirers will breathe a sigh of relief. A politician of principle and courage has little place in the establishment, and his political achievements eclipse those of the latest recipients. Chris Scott, Northern on the Hill, Surrey. Sir, I am fascinated by the hypocrisy of Nick Clegg. He has written on Twitter, the knighthood does not mean I will serve in the House of Lords. My aversion to unelected legislatures remains. However, he continues to campaign to prevent Brexit, and for Britain to remain in the EU, which remains under the control of the unelected European Commission. Not for the first time, he seems to be favouring two opposing principles at once. Rob Divil, East Haddon, Northamptonshire. Sir, why are the New Year honours announced on December 30th instead of January 1st? Surely they are in New Year honours now. Maddie Tursola, whole Remainer arrogance. Sir, Lord Adonis, who has, typifies many on the Remain side with his arrogant statement, if Brexit happens, taking us back into Europe will become the mission of our children's generation, who will marvel at your acts of destruction. This is arrogant because he believes that the democratic wishes of the people might not come to fruition, and arrogant because he clearly thinks he is cleverer and knows better than the majority who voted to provide the biggest democratic mandate this country has ever given. Alistair Muir, Bearsden, East Dunbartonshire. Sir, Lord Adonis, like, demonstrates a total disregard for the will of the people. I have no doubt that he will use the undemocratic, unelected House of Lords to assist him in his attempts to thwart Brexit. Such action will, I hope, hasten the much-needed reform of the upper house. David Kidd, Petersfield, Hampshire. Sir, the arrogance of Lord Adonis is unbounded. He also fails to recognize that there are probably more on the left than the right of the political spectrum who loathe the EU, and that their support won the referendum for the Leave campaign. This conceited peer should be told, as Clement Attlee told Harold Lusky, a period of silence on your part would be welcome. Colin Bullen, Tunbridge, Kent. Sir, how absurd of Lord Adonis to refer to Theresa May as the voice of UKIP. She was a quiet Remainer throughout the referendum campaign, and she is now making a mess of the Brexit negotiations. Had she been more clear, decisive and robust, we would be better placed for a speedy and beneficial exit from the dysfunctional EU. Clifford Baxter, Wareham, Dorset. Phones and cars. Sir, the will not benefit from clarification, as it is illogical. Touching your car's built-in sat-nav, an often poorly designed piece of kit requiring many firm key presses to set a route, is unlikely to attract police attention. However, the 3 key presses needed to set the same route on your phone could result in a £200 fine and 6 points on your license. In my car, getting heat to your feet requires 4 key presses. We need a comprehensive piece of legislation outlining what distracting devices a driver may legally access. Dr. Michael Pegg, St. Albans, Hertfordshire. Sir, the risks of using your phone as a sat-nav can be easily avoided with the magnetic mount costing around £6, which can be attached to the car air vent. I have always used one of these, and my mobile has never fallen off. Anthony Watts, Chinner, Oxfordshire. The pitfalls of sending patients to Dr. Google. Sir, in an attempt to reduce the number of unnecessary GP consultations, the Royal College of GPs the public to follow 3 steps before booking an appointment. One of these is to consult NHS Choices or similar reputable websites, resources. But what exactly is a reputable health website? Opaque business models abound, even among trusted websites. Very few, if any, adequately disclose their contributors' relevant financial interests. Moreover, if a health site carries adverts, the separation between them and editorial can be blurred. Dr. Alex May Manchester, sir, has the NHS thought about the practicalities of its 3 before GP scheme? Many people, including the elderly and those with limited means, do not necessarily have access to the internet and a friendly pharmacist. These people are the most vulnerable in our society, and were clearly not considered when this plan was put forward. Patricia Lamb Huntingdon, sir, doctors are looking for strategies to reduce their heavy workloads during the winter months, but surely there is no better way to guarantee an overflowing waiting room than triaging with Dr. Google. Rose Groves, Watford, Hertfordshire, sir, the NHS's latest advice to patients reflects the sad deterioration of the system. My wife and I have, for some time, added a 4th step: we consult our daughter, who is a vet. The consultation is informed and accurate, and we get a biscuit at the end. Graham Williams, Kings Hill, Kent. Ivory permits, sir. Professor Twink Allen argues for the continued use of permits for the sale of stockpiled legal ivory, mainly held in South Africa, Botswana and Zimbabwe. The world came together in 1989 to ban the sale of ivory. Since then, a number of sales of stockpiled ivory have been carried out with certificates to show it is legal. Yet at the time of these sales, there were well-documented spikes in ivory prices as well as poaching. Moreover, there was a permit system before the 1989 ban, so why was the ban implemented? It is hard to tell one ivory tusk from another, and hard to tell if it has an associated permit or came from an elephant before 1947. This is further complicated when the tusk is wholesaled in small pieces. Ivory poached after 1947 can be passed off as legal, with recycled or fake permits. Philip Godfrey, London, SE21. Politics of fracking, sir. Tony Marshall, writing from the southeast, cites the lack of action on fracking as a sign of Tory weakness, increasing the risk of a Corbyn-led Labour government. Those of us in the desolate north, where this industry is being based, would strongly disagree. Any action by the current government to force this horrendous, polluting industry on us would probably be met with the biggest swing to Labour ever seen in the countryside. Most of us would rather be poor under Jeremy Corbyn than poisoned under Theresa May. Adrian Waller Woodsets, South Yorkshire. Royal merchandise should be made in Britain, sir. The forthcoming marriage of Prince Harry to Meghan Markle is something to celebrate, and no doubt plans are already being made for souvenirs like the ones we had during the 2012 Olympic Games. This time, however, the Department for Trade and Industry must insist that all merchandise is manufactured in Britain, using British labour. The organisers of the London Olympics spent a lot of money on importing souvenirs from overseas. The Queen's Gallery shop, and many stately homes, would surely prefer to source their merchandise in Britain. The origin of such goods should be clearly displayed to ensure that buyers are able to make informed decisions. Raymond Walker, Wilmslow, Cheshire. Sharing the trousers, sir. Elizabeth Williams is in search of a leading public school where girls wear trousers as part of their school uniform. May I suggest she pays a visit to Oundle School, near Peterborough. The girls' uniform consists of culottes, a wide-style trouser. As well as being very smart, they are also comfortable. Their loose fit means that girls are less concerned about body image, which is beneficial. However, the real bonus is that, in cold weather, we can wear pajama bottoms underneath for an extra layer of warmth. Poppy Duffus, Royston, Hertfordshire. Prime time, sir. As one obsessed with prime numbers, I note that we have gone from 2017 a prime into 2018 2 times a prime, which will be followed by 2019 3 times a prime. I believe this sequence has only happened 3 other times in the past 1,129 years. Keith Burgess, Clements Maidstone, Kent.